Graham, Cage Warriors 39 happening in Neptune Stadium tomorrow night. How excited are you personally for this event?
Very excited. I'm bringing a massive European show to my home city, to the north of the city where I was brought up. So 10 years ago I was playing basketball in that stadium, so it's nice to bring what I do for a living back to the stadium now. Yeah.
Give me a bit of the history of Cage Warriors. I know this is the second event with you in charge, but what's the history of Cage Warriors? What's the standing of Cage Warriors?
Cage Warriors has been around for 10 years. It's the biggest organisation in Europe. Cage Warriors brought through the likes of Michael Bisping, Dan Hardy, Ross Pearson, Andre Winner. Just to name a few, these guys came through the rankings of Cage Warriors. If you get a championship belt or you get to the top of the Cage Warriors ranks, the bigger organisations are on you then. So they become champions with us, we lose them, and after that they go on to the bigger shows. So it's a stepping stone for the bigger shows.
I know you opened a gym here in Cork, the Boxing Clinic, not so long ago. Are you aware of the appetite for MMA in the city, and is it as big as you thought it would be?
It's actually bigger than we thought. The Boxing Clinic is running MMA, Sambo, boxing, Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, and they're pretty stacked up out there. In 6 months, considering the state the country is in 6 months, they're doing really good out there. There's a packed up membership, the classes are packed, and they can go out there for fitness or they can go to the fight. It's a choice.
Just looking at Cage Warriors 39 now, Neptune Stadium has been transformed for it's a very professional setup you've brought over.
Yeah, it's a massive. We've got a UFC size cage. We've got a massive lighting rig that's been flown from the ceiling tomorrow morning. There's a PA system that you'll probably hear it in Dublin, so it's going to be a big gig.
Looking at the fights as well, there's some cracking cards. The one I'm looking forward to most is Justin Robbins, my own MMA coach, and his fight with Declan Williams, which should be an absolute belter.
Yeah, that'll be a war between the two of them. I mean, Dec Williams brings his A game every time he fights. Justin's a WEC vet. He's fought in Elite XC. That will be a classic style of striker versus wrestler.
You got four of the top women in the world as well fighting on your card, which is just a tremendous achievement. Really.
Yeah, that's massive. It's a massive goal because two of the girls, Aisling Daly, who's from Dublin, she's our Irish hero in the sport of MMA, and Rosie Sexton, who's actually a doctor, and she's a professional fighter. No, she's actually a doctor, and both of them are contracted to Bellator fighting championships, and they've been released to us for a one fight deal, so they go back to Bellator after this fight. So you'll not see them fight this side of the water again for another couple of years.
We've got a good couple of Cork guys here as well. We've got Sean Tobin, who took the fight in 4 days notice and lost a stone to get into the fight. We've got Graham McCormack as well, his first fight, so it's a lot of interest for Cork people to come and see.
It is. These local boys need to back up. Like I said, when there's lots of local shows around, but it's when you fight on a Cage Warrior show, because of the exposure, the PR, the news and everything that goes with it, that these guys actually get the recognition they deserve for the training that they do. You know, other shows don't show that. Some shows they don't record records. You get guys who want to fight in the show, they've had 10 fights, but you can't find one of them online. This is a really good stepping stone, and it's a really great start for these guys to have their first fight on such a big show.
For yourself, how much of a learning curve has it been? This is only your second event.
It's our second event on Cage Warriors, but before Cage Warriors we did a lot of shows in London. I own a company called Fight Night Promotions, and we did a lot of MMA, shoot boxing and boxing across 5 years, where I took over Cage Warriors as director of Cage Warriors back in July, and we're just taking it bigger and bigger and bigger.
You're obviously going to hold more events in Cork, I assume.
Yeah, we'll do Saturday night, and then we'll announce the dates for next year. We're looking to come back 4 times next year, and we'll make Neptune Stadium and we'll make Neptune a home.
If anyone's thinking of coming down tomorrow night, what do you say to them?
Get down there early, because we're expecting a big queue. You know, it's going to be a big night. I think there's already 500-600 tickets gone, as Cork is a last minute city anyway. I know everyone decides what they're doing on the day. It'll be a good night. I mean, there's 20-foot screens in there. We have a bar in there as well for those that want to come in. The kids can come. There's no problem with bringing kids as long as they're accompanied with an adult. They can come along. So it'll be a big night. It'll be a big night for Leeside.
Because there's this opinion out there that MMA fighting is brutalistic and it's unlicensed and it's unregulated, and that's not the image that MMA should have at all, because it's not. It's far from that. Yeah,
it'll take you 10 minutes to go on to drgoogle.com and find out the medical stats on MMA versus boxing. Boxing is more dangerous than MMA, and it's very simple. With boxing, you have at least 30 minutes of repetitive head. Boxers only go for the head. In MMA, you may get hit twice in the head in a whole round, because you could be on the floor wrestling or doing jiu-jitsu. There is nothing medical that's ever happened bad in MMA to date. So there's nothing brutal. It's a very technical sport. It's a very intelligent sport, and the type of people that do it are They're not idiots. They're intelligent people. You know, they've got to know the ins and outs of 5 or 6 different arts. It's not one. So there'll be a good bunch of people there tomorrow night.
Finally, which fight are you looking forward to most?
Tough call, considering I've held matched all of them. You know, I can't. I'm looking. I suppose deep down, I'm looking forward to seeing the local lads, Graham and Sean. Basically, because it's their first fight. I've been there. I fought myself. I know what a first fight is, but to do it in a hometown on such a big show like this, I'm with them. That's where my eyes will be for the night.